What's that? Hello.
Hello.
I'm with my friend Emmy. Woo!
Hey.
And today we're talking about like horror journeys. So, Emmy, what horror movie do you think got you into horror?
I'd say I was quite scared of horror movies until I used to stay up late with my dad when I was a teenager and watch whatever horror movies were on late. And so that led to some of my favourite horror movies. But I guess horror gives me that feeling of feeling close to my dad and yeah. I remember on the sofa hiding behind a pillow watching things like my favourite horror movies are From Dusk Till Dawn, The Thing, and I quite like the prequel of The Thing as well.
What, the one from 2011? Yeah, watch that, guys. Yeah. So now, like, you're like a massive horror fan. We could say that. So, like, yeah, like, what do you think? When do you think that sort of started becoming like a huge sort of thing?
I kind of think because I'm autistic, I feel like horror movies are quite easy for me to understand. They're quite basic kind of human emotions of, you know, there's something scary, let's run away, and that kind of thing. Whereas things like comedy rom-coms, they might have a bit more social things that I might find difficult to understand. So I find horror movies quite, ironically, quite comforting because they're quite easy to watch.
Yeah.
I think everyday life is more scary than horror movies.
Yeah. And do you like your true crime stuff as well, don't you?
Yes, I do like a good deep dive video on different crime things, body cam things, documentaries on like cold cases and stuff like that.
Yeah. Because do you remember the Jeffrey Dahmer show?
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I love that show.
I think lots of people thought that people either loved that or they thought it was glorifying an actual serial killer. But I think it was done quite well.
Yeah. Well, either way, it's really good. Yeah. And yeah.
I'm quite interested in like old special effects of horror.
So not like CGI.
Yeah. So things like the in The Thing, sort of like 70s, 80s kind of horror, where they have sort of like puppets and sort of things like that. Yeah, I think it's quite a dying art. It'd be quite good to learn more about that.
Yeah. Well, like, if you were to make your own horror movie, do you have any ideas of what it'd be about or anything like that?
I quite like, my favourite kind of horror movie is, I quite like a slasher.
Who doesn't?
A movie that starts off and you've got multiple characters and you just know that one by one they're going to meet their end, and I just think it's quite fun. Yeah.
So, like, if you put yourself in that movie, what character would you be?
What would I be in a horror movie? I would like to think that I've learnt a lot through horror movies and that I would be able to, you know, beat the killer, outsmart them, kind of use what I've learnt with the movies, but I know that in reality I'm a right scaredy cat and I'll probably just end up hiding. Yeah.
So for some reason I can envisage you being like Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween.
What, the second one? Where she's crawling along the floor.
Oh yeah,
crawling along the floor in the hospital. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I love the 2007 Halloween. Rob Zombie one.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah.
There's quite a few.
Yeah. Ooh, we're about to end in a sec. Let's do random movements.
I can ask you some questions.
Ooh, that could be a part 2.
Okay.
Bye, guys.